Bob, you're down here at the leadership debate. The last time you showed up for one, you were frog marched out by security. Are you going to get in tonight?
I'm pretty sure I'm not going to get in tonight. The concern that I really have here, the protest that I have here, is that the major media gatekeepers, they're guarding what's being said to the people. We have over 60% of the vote in some areas not coming out to vote. What's that tell you? They're not getting the message. You know, right now you can talk about the conservatives and the liberals. It's almost like an abused spouse syndrome. How many girls go back to the boyfriend that hit them, and then they go to the other boyfriend, and when that one hits them, they go back to the other boyfriend? That's what the voter of Ontario is like. If you look at the last 30 years, we've managed to get ourselves into $330 billion debt if you believe the Liberals, or $390 billion if you believe the Auditor General. That doesn't happen with Win. That doesn't happen with the PCs. That happens with one after the other after the other. This vicious cycle has to end.
Bob, on the issue of the debate, did you find it odd that the Green Party leader was allowed to be in the last debate, and the Green Party has no seats? They probably will have no seats after this election. You at least have one elected MPP, which to me is kind of like the benchmark for having skin in the game, yet they would not allow you in.
Oh, we're talking about the Jamaican-Canadian debate, aren't we? Yeah, now I was shocked. But you know what? If you want to get your message out, you have to keep on going back. You have to keep pounding the pavement, have to keep there. We went there, and they, as you said, they threw us out. But our voice got heard because then the media picked up on us, and then I was on local media, radio station, talking about that. And we managed to get supporters from that. The more they try to stop something, the more you have to get up and go at it. How dare they? How dare they only invite the people that have Doug Ford? They invite Kathleen Wynne, and they invite Horwath, and then they invite the Green Party, who doesn't even have a single seat in the Parliament. We've been having our nose to the grindstone in Parliament, asking those pointy questions that they hate to answer. Wait, I think we just answered the question. Why wasn't I invited? Because we're asking the pointy questions that aren't comfortable for those guys.
And Bob, in terms of the political landscape in Ontario, of course, the most recent thing happened this weekend, Tanya Granick-Allen being drummed out of the party by Doug Ford. Kind of a worrying trend if you talk to PC supporters, because Doug Ford has also flip-flopped about developing part of the Greenbelt. And
a couple times already.
Yeah, and went against his promise, oft-repeated, that he would have open grassroots nominations with 11 appointments, and some of those appointments are hardcore Liberals. What do you make of this, and is this good for your party?
You know, sadly, I have to say it is good for our party, but as soon as I say it's good for my party, it means it's bad for Ontario. And let's admit it, they're all the same, they're all to blame. Doug Ford did exactly what Patrick Brown did. When he was seeking leadership, what was his big mantra? Oh, we got to stop the sex ed curriculum, we got social issues he was dealing with, because he knew that resonated with the support that would get him elected. And then as soon as he got in, what did he do? He voted for the same thing he was against, but oh well, he got what he wanted. Doug Ford has done this on about 3 things right now. The sex ed curriculum, he publicly said it on Focus Ontario, that it's at the bottom of the list. In political terms, that means it's never going to be ever coming to light. It's done. It's finished. He got what he wanted. He got the leadership. Now it's screw you, kick you to the curb. And that's what the population thinks. How about the...
Oh, do you think he'll flip-flop on the sex ed curriculum?
He might come back again, eh? And then he might go back again. Doug Ford has no interest in ever... This is my opinion, has no interest in ever having a controversial item like that. You know what his interest is? Bring that sign over here. That one here. That's what his interest is, developing the green belt. That's what the developers want. He said it when he was a councillor. He said it when he was a councillor to a bunch of developers that were going to pave over the green belt. And then he said it again. This is the agenda right there. You know, and then he cloaked it under the idea of it's going to be for social housing. Oh, come on. How stupid can people think that once you open the green belt, we're only going to build social housing? You have to be the dumbest person on the planet if you're buying that. That's the agenda. You look for the character of a person in the smallest things they do, and that was a slip-up. And he recanted that. If that man, Doug Ford, ever had gone to his constituents, had ever gone to his caucus members, they would have said, "Are you crazy? No, we're not doing that." He did it on the spur of the moment. He thinks he is immune to any democratic process. How about the...
Bob, you raise a good point. Do you think this is Doug Ford's doing, or do you think this is his inner circle of campaign advisors and managers that are giving him essentially bad advice?
Doesn't it all come down to the leader? A leader says, I'm taking the advice or I'm not taking the advice. And if someone gives you bad advice maybe 3 times in a row, you know what you say? You're not on my advice team anymore. Or you put your head down because you're beaten and recognize they control all the levers. Who would benefit from the Greenbelt developing? Doug Ford, who makes labels? Probably not. You figure it out. You sort it out. We are not benefiting from it. And that's the agenda, because once that man gets into office, it's finished. He said the words. That's who said the words. He's responsible for it all. How about the marijuana issue? Within 6 days after he got the leadership vote, the marijuana people come out because they were pushing for private sector sales, which the Trillium Party is pushing for as well, simply because it's the most effective way of and safe way. 6 days, got what I wanted. Screw you guys, it's going to the LCBO. Come on, people, wake up a little bit and recognize the character of this PC party is the same as the character as the Liberal Party. They rule by fear, they rule by profit, and they rule by greed.